YouTube, and welcome to the next edition of the Daily Slab. As you can see, we're looking at my 2017 Road King here. Not sure if you can get a shot of this or not, but sitting at 6,027 miles. I'm just now getting ready to leave work. Meant to leave about 15 minutes ago, but a friend of mine at work just bought himself a couple of new handguns and he wanted to talk about them. I'm always up for a good conversation about a handgun. So anyways, as you can tell, beautiful day in Michigan today. It's about 80 degrees. Extremely comfortable. It's 80, but it's not super humid, so nice and comfortable riding weather. I just picked up my bike yesterday, or took it in yesterday to Vehicle City Harley-Davidson, having the recall check done. Highly recommend that you get that done if you haven't had it done yet. If you have the Milwaukee 8, can't remember the exact dates, but it's something, I know it's up to like May 7th, 2017 or something like that. If it was manufactured during that time, you want to get it in for a recall. Obviously, you call your dealership and they should be able to tell you whether or not your bike's included in the recall. But you can dump oil all over in front of your rear wheel if you don't get it taken care of. But anyways, it's hilarious because it took me, week and a half to get the bike in there. So I would have had my 6,000 mile review done already if it hadn't taken that long, because I just didn't want to take the chance. And so I just parked the bike for a week, which was difficult to do. But anyways, took it in, and the guy pulled out a flashlight, didn't even take it in the garage, pulled out a flashlight, got down on his knees and looked at the bike and said, "You're good to go." So once you go in for that test, it doesn't take long at all, and they'll get you all back on the road again and moving. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about the bikes over 6,000 miles now. So I want to kind of give you a touch base on where the bike's at right now. So far, still extremely happy with the bike. It's running great, handling the commuting miles very well. I am starting to notice a little bit of brake pad wear, but that's to be expected at 6,000 miles. Nothing bad at all yet, but definitely starting to feel the weight of the... I don't know what this person in front of me is doing. They're on their phone, messing around. Hey. Anyways, so really like the suspension system on the Road King. Makes for some very comfortable riding on the highway. I did have to preload my suspension a little bit. I am a larger fella, weigh 280, 6 feet, so I had to bump the preload up a little bit. But once I did that, smoothed out the ride even more. I didn't realize that I should have had it preloaded, but it definitely made a difference. Anyways, really don't have any complaints. Still plenty of power out of the motor. I've not had any situation where I haven't had enough power, and I'm running a completely stock setup on this bike. I do not have slip-ons, haven't changed anything at all, and looking at doing some changes here in the near future, but just haven't done them yet. The couple of issues that I've had on the bike, one is a problem that's been around forever, and I'm kind of surprised that it still exists on this bike, but it does, and that is the clutch switch issue. So on Harley Davidsons, if your bike is not in neutral, clutch must be depressed for the engine to fire. And if it's not, the engine won't start if it knows that it's still in gear. So what would happen on older bikes is you would pull the clutch in to start the bike, and you wouldn't be able to start it because the clutch switch would not read as engaged. That is still an issue. This bike started doing it about 1,000 miles ago, and it's very sporadic, doesn't happen all the time, and most of the time I start the bike in neutral. But there have been a couple times where I've stalled the bike, doing something stupid and not paying attention and stall the bike, and I would go to restart it and it wouldn't start. Well, it got me twice that way, and then I realized that if I stuck it in neutral, I was fine. And then I've started noticing it, like I go to the store, pick something up, come back out to take the bike out, and not put it in neutral because I'm already sitting in a position where I can pull away, and it won't start. So that is definitely still an issue on their clutches. It's not a big issue at all. It's a minor issue. That's more of an annoyance than anything else. I still have that chirping noise in the engine. Now I haven't taken it in yet to see what that is, but that chirping noise still is there when I'm idling, and it is definitely annoying. But I don't think it's anything. Once again, don't think it's anything wrong with the engine. Just a little bit of a chirp when it's idling. So I haven't quite been able to find that yet. Probably my biggest complaint on the bike right now is the stock tires. Stock tires suck. They really do. I do not like them. As soon as these things wear out, even a little, I'm changing these out. I don't know what I'll get yet, but I don't typically ride in the rain, but I don't leave my bike at home if it's a little cloudy either. So there's been at least 3 times that I've been caught in pretty heavy rainstorms, and the bike handles fine, but when it is wet, these tires lose all feedback to the bike, and so it doesn't feel like you're gripping the road, even though you are. It's an odd feeling, and I don't care for it at all. When you're on the highway and it's raining and you're going 70 miles an hour in traffic, you really don't want to have a lack of feedback on your tires, and so that will definitely be one of the first things that I change out on this bike when it wears. And while I've been very happy with the exhaust note on the bike, the stock exhaust note, and I'm still happy with it, I believe I probably will change it out. I don't have an exact exhaust slip-on yet that I'm gonna choose. I'm hoping to get into a demo day at one of the Harley dealerships where they'll have some different exhausts that you can hear. I did hear one guy. I met up with a guy who had just purchased a Road King, and he had gotten the Reinhardt slip-ons for it. He really liked it. It sounded really good. Then I had a guy contact me through the YouTube channel, told me the same thing. He had Reinhardt slip-ons and really liked those as well. So I'm definitely going to be looking at the Reinhardts. I haven't had a chance to hear the Vance and Hines yet. I probably will stay away from the Screaming Eagle pipes right now. I've had Screaming Eagles on my old Harleys, and they're nice, but I just don't care for the sound. I'm looking for a deeper, more throaty sound than the Screaming Eagle gives off. The Screaming Eagle at times can be kind of sharp, and I don't really care for that. So I'll be looking at getting the exhaust changed out, hopefully by the end of the summer. We'll see how money comes together and whether or not that'll work out. So, and then just a couple of other, once again, these are very minor grievances, and maybe somebody will have a suggestion for a better way to do this. But checking the air on the rear tire on this thing is a pain in the butt. The valve stem that's put on there, it is really difficult to check this thing without having to take the saddlebag off the side of the bike. And, well, you know, it doesn't take long to do that. I can just unscrew the saddlebag and take it off. But I would rather not do that every time I want to check the air pressure, because I typically check the air pressure every day. Maybe that's a little bit of anal on my part, but, you know, I don't want to end up having the bike slide out from underneath me because the rear tire's low. And so that gets really old every single morning, unscrewing the saddlebag and taking it off. So, you know, I'll be honest with you, I've kind of slacked off a little bit, and I maybe check it once a week, which it seems to be holding the air pressure fine. So, you know, I'm probably okay with that. But it is, unless somebody has a better solution, and there might be like a valve stem extension that I can get, or something that turns it into a 90-degree valve stem, which might make it easier. But even when you have the saddlebag off, trying to get an air hose clamped to it, because I don't have anything fancy. I just have a small air compressor that I use at home, and it's got the standard, you know, flip down lever to lock the thing in place. And that flip down lever, with the wheel that's on the Road King, it doesn't it doesn't fit in there very well. So I kind of have to jam it in and half close it before I even have the air compressor seated over the valve stem. So I've been a little disappointed in that. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm really kind of searching for things to complain about here, because like I said, I've been very, very happy with the bike. It's been a great ride, and on average 100 miles a day on the days that I ride it, and so it's handling the commute great. I've had no issues at all with handling. I will go back to saying that if you are looking at the bike, I highly recommend that you do go ahead, spring for the ABS. It's worth it. I really wish I would have done that. Obviously, it's not a deal breaker for me where I would change out the bike, but I do wish that I had ABS on this bike. So I would say maybe the only other thing that I can really think of to complain about would be, you know, if you're riding at highway speeds, you're definitely not getting the 42 miles a gallon that they talk about getting. I ride along at 70 to 75 most days. Some days a little bit quicker, but most days I'm between 70 and 75, and I'm not getting anywhere close to 42. I'm getting about 35, 36, so it's still great gas mileage compared to a car, but it definitely isn't getting the 42 miles a gallon that they state. I think I can get 42 miles a gallon if I ran the bike at 55 miles an hour in sixth gear. My guess is I'd be able to do it then, but you know, I don't drive at that speed too often when I'm commuting on the highway. So, but anyways. If you like the vlog or the channel, if you can, click subscribe. If you like the video, click like on the video. And, you know, tell your friends about it. I'd like to gradually build up our subscriber base and try to get some good videos going. I know I keep saying this, but I will have some more ride videos for you here shortly. Oh, hang on a sec, we are stopping suddenly here. We'll definitely have some more road segments for you. A friend of mine and I are planning on trying to head up to Frankfort, Michigan here shortly. Do a nice ride up there, which will take us up down M10 and up through M115, which is a very nice ride. While we're up there, we might be able to hit the Tunnel of Trees, which if you look up Michigan and the Tunnel of Trees, you'll see that that's a beautiful ride, especially in the fall. But it's beautiful even in the summer. I'll tell you, man, this is like one of the crappiest entry-exit ramps I have ever been on in my entire life here. This thing is terrible. It backs up, you can't get over. Everybody crosses the double line, and then you end up having to cross the double line, so it gets pretty bad right there. Anyways, I hope the rest of your day is great. That'll wrap it up for this 6,000 mile review, and we'll do another review on the bike at 9,000 miles. Let you guys kind of know where it's at. I'm kind of out of sequence on my oil changes, so my 5,000 mile oil change will not be until 1,900 miles. That'll be my first 5K change, so I'll let you know how that goes. Once again, I want to encourage any of you that have the Milwaukee 8, check with your dealership, see if your bike needs to go in for the recall. It does not take them long to look at it, so you should be in and out when you're there. It's not going to be a 5-hour repair or oil change. So don't take the chance on your oil lines coming off your cooler. So if you want to see what the issue is, Sean Smoke on his vlog did a great video showing what clamps they're looking at, what the issue is, and how to kind of visually look at yours to see if it looks like it might be bad. You still need to take it in and get a Harley dealership to do it, but he does a really good sequence on it, getting down and showing you what they're actually looking for. So if you go out and take a look at his channel, it's well worth it. And anyways, I hope each of you have a good day, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Have a good one.